Welcome to Thinner Peace in Menopause and Beyond. This is Dr. Deb Butler, Master Life and Weight Coach, and as always, your coach. Today is episode number 207. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody. How are you today? It's a crazy day in the neighborhood, isn't it? Oh my gosh, what a difference a week makes. But this is what I want to talk to you about today that I think is so important. Really, my message today is no different than my messages for the last 3 years. Guess what? All circumstances are neutral. The only thing that creates our feelings are our thoughts. It doesn't matter what it is. Even in this time, even with what's going on right now, with this virus, with this pandemic, it's still all up to our minds what we want to think. Because guess what? All circumstances are neutral. And there's no ifs and buts about it. All circumstances are neutral until we apply our mind to the circumstance. So here's what I want to offer you today. And I want you to think about this a lot because I want you to take back your power today. And your power is in how you manage your mind. You have absolutely no power over this circumstance. But let's be real. You have no power over any circumstances. That's the problem, right? That's what I've been talking about for 3 years. Circumstances are neutral. They can be proven in court. They do not cause feelings. The only thing that causes our feelings, according to the model, is our thoughts, right? Because a circumstance is neutral. It's just a fact. But a circumstance can trigger a T or a thought. And a thought is just a sentence in your head triggered by a circumstance. And of course, once there's a sentence in your head, it will cause an F or a feeling, an emotion, and a vibration in your body that will then create an action or a non-action, what you do or what you don't do. And then that action will create a result, the result of your actions. And of course, the R or the result is always evidence for your thinking, not for the circumstance. So this is what I want to give you today. If you believe that, and if you're listening to me, I can't imagine that you don't believe that or you wouldn't be listening to me anymore. So if you believe that your thoughts create your feelings and your feelings create your actions and your actions create your results, our CTFAR model, then it's very, very important that you know that if you're having negative emotions, if you're feeling anything, if you're having scary feelings, if you're feeling scared, if you're feeling fearful, it's not because of the circumstance. The circumstance is neutral. It's only because you have a thought about that circumstance that's scaring you. And all thoughts are optional. Don't forget that. All thoughts are optional and they're all choices. But I also want you to understand this too, that feelings are necessary and important to be felt. So if you have a feeling of fear or anxiety, it's also really important that you let yourself feel whatever that feeling is and not be afraid of that feeling, knowing that that feeling can scare you, but it can't kill you. All it can do is make you feel it. And here's the beauty about emotions is that once you allow it through your body, it goes away and it disappears and it dissipates. It goes for all feelings. Nothing ever lasts. Everything always changes, which includes thoughts and feelings, right? So if you notice during this time that you probably sometimes have feelings of fear, and then sometimes you find yourself laughing over something. How can that be? It's because thoughts and feelings are always changing, and I want you to be aware of that. And I want you to allow all of that to happen and to be okay with it. But to know whatever feeling that you're feeling is coming from a thought. It is not coming from a circumstance. This is an opportunity for you during this time to pay close attention to yourself. This is a time where you actually can learn how to manage your mind. You're going to have time to do it. You might be at home more. You might be able to write thought downloads more. You might be able to do food journals more. You might be able to watch yourself more. And then you're going to know that whatever you're feeling is coming from a thought, and you can start actually doing models. What if by the time that this is over, and it will end, you feel stronger than you felt before. That's an option. Because the only thing that we really have control over at this time is our minds. And what if we used this time to manage our minds and create things that maybe we've never been able to create before? So all the things that I've taught you over the last 3 years, what if you went back and really started listening to them and applying them because maybe you have a little more time? What if by the time this is over, you've learned how to eat between the twos? You've learned how to identify your emotional hunger, and you've learned that the number on the scale does not create your emotions, and you used it as a tool to help you. You could come out of this stronger than when you started because you took it as an opportunity to manage your mind. And that means also feeling all of your feelings. And that's just as important for the work that we're doing when we food journaling and we're recognizing why we eat, is that we're recognizing an emotion and we're allowing an emotion to go through. We're not resisting it. This is a really good time to start that, right? This is not a good time to use food not to feel. This is not a good time to use wine or liquor as a way not to feel. This is a time where you actually can learn how to comfort yourself for real. And true comfort does not come from food or wine. It comes from your mind, right? There's really no such thing as comfort food, except that you think that a food is comfort, right? So a food that you think creates comfort that has no fuel value, think about it. Is it really comforting? This is such a weird thought because so many of you come to me with your comfort foods, and this is a comfort food, and it's all over in advertising about comfort foods. And we come to believe that we actually think our minds believe that we're comforting ourselves when we eat a food that has no fuel value, but we think it's comforting us. And for those of you who are working with me or who I've done many sessions with, know that when you eat a food that has no fuel value and you overeat it, there's no comfort about it. You're not comfortable. It is not a comfort food. Stop fooling yourself. This is a perfect time to start managing your mind. It's a perfect time to stop using food or wine to comfort you or to believe that it could. It never could. You just believed it could. What if you use this time to start creating something that you could never create before because you start managing your mind about that it's possible that you could use that time to do this? This is a time like we've never had before, maybe. And maybe it's a time where we really can decide, what do I want to think? And maybe this is a time where we're really going to allow all of our feelings to come through at the same time, knowing that whatever we're feeling is still coming from a thought. So let me share what comforts me right now. What comforts me the most is that I know I have the model, and I know that all of my feelings come from my thoughts, and I know how to manage my mind, and I know how to teach other people to manage their minds. I can help you through whatever thoughts you have, because remember, the facts are neutral. All circumstances are neutral. It's thoughts that are scary. What are your scary thoughts? What are your loving thoughts? What are your funny thoughts? What are the thoughts that you want to have? Realizing that you have a choice. So here are some of mine. I love all people. I'm so happy that at this time, I can help so many people manage their minds. It's never been a better time for me to do my job. I'm okay right now, and so are you. Love is always the best option right now. Worry only pretends to be necessary. I want to read that again. Worry only pretends to be necessary. Worry is a feeling that comes from a thought. Remember that. One of my major thoughts right now is I want to help. Maybe you do too. Maybe that'll be one of your thoughts. Another thought that I have is I want to be part of the solution. Maybe you do too. Hey, I'm here for anyone who needs me. I'm here for anyone that needs to learn how to manage their minds. And I want you to know that it's what I've been doing all along anyway. It's what I'm going to keep doing anyway. And I'm more than happy to share that with you. But remember, this is a time where you can get thinner, where you can learn to manage your mind better than ever. that this is a time where you can actually learn and teach yourself how to feel an emotion and realize that feeling an emotion will not kill you. This is a time where you can create something that maybe you've never created before. That's what I want you to think about for this week as everything is changing. But let me tell you something about everything is changing. Everything is always changing. That hasn't changed since this circumstance of this virus or this pandemic. Things have always been impermanent. It's the only thing that we've ever been able to know for sure is that nothing lasts. It just seems like with this circumstance, it seems more probable. But really, it's the way it's always been. And since that's the way it's always been, and that's the way it always is, then all you have ever had is each moment to live the way that you want to live and think the way you want to think and bring yourself back to the present moment. And how do you bring yourself back to the present moment? You bring yourself back to the present moment, as in many episodes that I've told you with meditation, is that you come back by, number one, feeling your breath. So your mind is off to the races thinking some really scary thoughts. All of a sudden, you notice you're thinking, and then you bring yourself back to breathing. And as you feel yourself breathing, then you look and you see that your eyes are seeing what's right in front of you. And then maybe you notice that your ears are hearing. They're hearing something that's happening in the present moment. Maybe your feet are on the ground and you're feeling the ground. That is happening in the present moment. And then you also notice that your mind is thinking, as all minds do. They think. And sometimes they think really scary thoughts, and sometimes it thinks really happy thoughts. And the beauty of what I'm telling you is that whatever the mind thinks is an option for you to either create a feeling from it or to let the thought go. And that's bringing yourself back into the present moment of what is going on right now. Use it to help you. And as always, I would never end any podcast without saying to you that no matter what else you do, no matter where you are, no matter where you go this week, always, 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 please, please, please be kind to each other. And more than anything else, be kind to yourself. And I will be here for you next week and teach you more about how to manage that mind. See you next week. Bye-bye.
If you're ready to take your eating issues to another higher, more improved level, well, it's time to talk to my wife, Dr. Deborah. She's helped hundreds and thousands of people. Just visit drdebbutler.com/work with me. You'll get a free consultation with Dr. Deb and find out if coaching and talking to my wife is a solution to your struggles.